Zarba, Eric Lewis, James Williams, and here we go. The Clippers, the number 2 team. The Denver Nuggets, the number 3. Outside is George with a triple. And
Leonard guarding Jamal Murray, former 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, against the hottest guy in the league right now in Murray.
Long Murray, Zubats had to go through his hands. The Clippers heavily favored in this series. They have had aspirations for the championship. That's how they built this team, changed it mid-stride. Here comes Beverly. And George.
And that's the option Doc Rivers has, putting that length of Kawhi Leonard on Murray.
Another 3. Beverly, another hit from outside.
See, that's foul money because, and right there, a much improved three-point shooter.
Here's George. 18 points a game in these playoffs. He'll dance and drive in the collision, and he gets to 2, and he drives, slithers, and gets 2 with a nice sidestep for the deuce.
There's been some doors unlocked offensively for Murray.
On the cusp of some real notoriety. There's a charge, and it goes on.
I think they had 18 points in the paint right now. Overall, pretty good start. Now we have to sustain that.
And offensively, you started 7 for 10. How are you able to generate those high?
3. And an offensive rebound tapped by Plumlee, picked up on the play by Morris, into Plumlee, outside it goes. That's a 3, that's short, no good by Craig. 49 and 23 record for the Clippers this season. That was bobbled inside, low pass, Harrell couldn't find the handle, and Porter held by
19 points on the regular season and hasn't found his stride offensively as well for the Clippers.
And they go to Porter inside. What a rejection by Harrell. My goodness, the collision. You could hear it from way up here. Green on the wing. Nice cut to the left. George into Harrell. Shoved by Plumlee.
Him and Lawrence Frank has done a great job as Porter misses on the long 3. Craig with the offensive rebound.
Porter takes it inside hard. That's an offensive foul. Wipe it away.
Because they play a lot of high pick and roll as well.
Plumlee can't hit on the drive. Lou Williams the other way, 3-on-2 off the wing. George reverse bucket. Paul in the Rockies. Paul George. They'll work here on Craig and put up the shot. Silky, smooth shot. Beverly kicks that ball down the sideline. George will snake and meet the defense of Harris. Kawhi, 5 of 8. He's got 3rd. Jamal Murray.
Well, the Nuggets had to work for that offensive possession there.
Like we said, Clippers have played 1 game in 8 days. Coming into tonight, George, a floater, rebound by Millsap. They love his rebounding.
Start these playoffs off because it raises everyone else's level of play on his team.
Paul George, long shot. It's a nice catch, athletic grab. And in a wild throw in the subsequent turnover, George, 3 on the fly. And picked up by Grant, 2 to play.
For Zubats, I know he's only had 4 points and 5 rebounds, but has been very effective.
Marcus Morris, another 3.
Let it go. Downtown, 13 points for Marcus Morris.
3 triples and the biggest lead. He just gave the Clippers right there. Jokic turns it over. Here comes George. At the head there is Zubats into Kawhi. And triple doubles this season. Marvelous year. And what a player. Best center in the game. We talked about that earlier. Here comes George all the way. He fouled as he was. Grant's got 12 to lead the Nuggets. 19 for Kawhi to lead the Clippers. It's off to George. Inside thrown. Deflected away. Picked up Plumlee. And that takes us.
Kevin Reggie, Denver's coaching staff was mostly disappointed defensively. They said one-on-one containment was terrible. And the Clippers are getting to the paint way too much.
When he had that bad ankle, he wanted to work on that Dirk Nowitzki type fadeaway with the knee up shot.
There's a foul. Goes on Harris.
Sweet move there by PG-13.
Pat Beverly back after missing 5 games. Calf strain. Shot clock at 7. George. Oh, he just glides to the rack but can't get it to drop. Millsap ahead. Beverly was a player who kind of honed his game overseas And Bill, there's a foul on George on the perimeter. Picks it up.
Jokic is going to give me offensively.
Sure.
But what Draymond highlighted at halftime is the problem. It's this defensively. You know, you put him in a high school.
I know Coach Self is probably watching right now. Plus, those students are all virtually learning. Here's Jokic.
Yeah, okay.
By Zubats.
They're not learning at Kansas virtually.
Oh, yes, they are. Here comes Leonard. He is shot a couple times in that bottom half of the circle, Reggie, and that's on him and pulls up and can't get the J to fall. Millsap there. He got it. It's Harris through traffic to the rack. An offensive foul. Allie, what do you have?
Well,
I mean, what a weapon for Doc Rivers. I mean, you focus in on Kawhi and Paul George, rightfully so. But, man, when Marcus Morris Sr. is playing like this.
18 points. Oh, look at the cut, the swerving, and the deuce right inside by Kawhi.
I'll tell you what, for the Clippers to be off, what'd you say, 8 days?
One game in the last 8 days.
No rust. Not a lot of rust.
No. Well, they got a veteran coach. They're taking on an exhausted team, physically and emotionally. Grant, 3, no. That's not an excuse. That's just a statement of fact. They just played less than 48 hours series against Boston.
And the Raptors were on life support until that shot right there.
Inside, Harrell. Ooh, a nice flush. And when I said moments ago, has there been a better? It's 3 no good. Rebound inside. It's picked up by JaMychal Green. And then Williams down court for his running mate Harrell. And knocked outside to George. Poked away. And Denver the other way. Monte Morris. He'll pop a 3. Or was that a 2? That was a 2.
not the fans or anything to do with the fans that's putting on these great offensive performances. He said it's the backdrop. The baskets are framed in. And he said the first day they walked in the gym, he jokingly.
Lou Williams and Schroeder from Oklahoma City.
Well, you could give 3 winners there. Schroeder was huge for Oklahoma City this season. All night.
38 points for the Clippers because they put so much pressure on that high inside screen and roll.
Reggie Jackson is now in. That shot no good by Morris. George still in the game. Paul with 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. With a drive, Plumlee hits the deck, and that's a foul, and it's basketball players. There's a lob inside, and flying off that baseline was George, hit the deck.